I give all praise, glory, and honor to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakurash. I give a double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Middlestone who have taught me this truth. I give a shalom to the Akim out there on the highways and byways who are teaching the flock. And I give a shalom to the men, women, and children who are listening and learning in truth and sincerity. To you, I say shalom. This is going to be a short lesson on the book of 2Esdras, chapter 15, and how a lot of the prophecies in the books of Esdras is coming to light. More specifically, this devil is about to shut things down again, and a lot of people just aren't ready for it. And I harp on this a lot because that's where my spirit's at the moment. You know, how a lot of people just aren't ready for any shutdown, let alone this next shutdown, because they don't realize how bad it's going to get. That said, let me grab the scripture. The book of 2Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 16. I start at 15, and it reads, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." That's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing people fighting other people, especially in Philadelphia. You got Jake out there fighting against the cops, throwing bottles at them, and surprisingly, the cops are running away, and that's just bugging me out. But, you got Jake out there in Philadelphia going against the cops, because of another shooting. And it's only going to get worse. Just recently, they deployed the National Guard up there in Philadelphia. To quell down the riots. To calm down the riots. But it's only going to get worse, especially when they shut this place down again. Because a lot of people aren't ready for it, and a lot of people ain't going to go for it. Reading on. "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Verse 16. "For there shall be sedition among men," and that's what you're going to see, especially during this next lockdown, man. A lot of people just ain't going to go for it. And quite honestly, that's a lot of what you're seeing out there in Italy. I was watching the brothers out there in GMS camp out there in England, and they were saying how the people in Paris have been rioting for as long as they've been rioting because they realize it's all bullshit. But over here in America, you got a special type of idiot. These people in America are just dumbed down across the board. But when they go to shut this place down again, a lot of people ain't going to go for it, and you're going to have sedition. Although there's sedition going on now, it's going to be more and more deeper once time goes on and once these lockdowns and these shutdowns happen, Reading on, verse number 16. "And invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor princes, and those of their actions shall stand in their power." There's so much going on at one time that, a lot of people can't concentrate on one thing. So a lot of things are overlooked. Specifically, there's a famine going on out here in America that's getting worse and worse by the week, by the day. These food banks are open 24/7 in some cases because the demand for food is just that high. But yet mainstream media ain't even talking about these things, as if it's not even happening, you know. And you know, like I said, it's only going to get worse and worse. And at some point, it's going to reach a tipping point where it's going to be straight out, all out rioting, anarchy, chaos out here in Babylon, you know. And here it is, you got Jake out there in Philadelphia rioting and looting, and these niggas are taking dumb shit, you know, shit that won't benefit them. Now, granted, you're not supposed to steal. We know that. But these dudes are out there taking things that won't benefit them in the times to come, you know? What the hell is a cell phone from Boost Mobile going to do for you when you can't eat, you know? What the hell is a pair of Jordans going to do for you when there's ice or snow on the ground and you can't run in them? You know, trying to get away from these troops. That's commanded from, you know, Donald Trump, you know, to give you these forced vaccinations. Jake is just done, man. Jake isn't even considering, you know, what's you know, what's before him, you know. Going off a little bit. Well, not going off, but I'm gonna grab another scripture. And it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man seeth the evil and hideth himself. How does he hide himself? He hide himself in the scriptures, you know. You know, he studies to show himself. He studies to show himself approved. You know, he gets understanding. You know, reading on. But the simple pass on and are punished, and that's just what's gonna happen to Jake. They're gonna pass on, and they're gonna be punished because they did not adhere to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Period. Point blank. You know, you know, it's about to get crazy out here. The book of 2Esdras, chapter 15 and verse number 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's what you're witnessing right now being formulated. Or, I mean, again, but this time it's going to be worse than it was the first time earlier this year. 2020 is definitely the year of prophecy, as coined by Elder Apostle Tahar. It is definitely turning out to be the year of prophecy, and Jake just ain't even paying attention to it. You know, verse 18, because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You know, you're talking about grown men being afraid of what's coming. So here it is, over in England. They're doing another shutdown. You know, and this time, it's not going to be like the first time where they're just sampling how the people will react. This time, it's going to be complete totalitarian laws and authorities going on. And a lot of people don't realize that that's coming over here to America. You know, here it is. You got people leaving Paris because of their shutdown. Europe is being shut down right now. And these people out here in America ain't even considering the fact that it's even happening. You know, and it's about to be all out chaos, anarchy, race war, civil war, gender war, class war. Yo, a lot of people are about to get fucked up. Period, point blank. You know, the light's about to go out in this motherfucker, and at night, Jake is done. Jake's going to be done anyway, but at night, Jake is done because Jake has not prepared himself mentally and spiritually for what's coming. Because the only way through this is through the power and strength of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's it. If you ain't, if you don't have that hedge of protection, you're through. Now the scriptures say that there will be martyrs for the namesake of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. There will be martyrs. But even those men will be saved because they will be the first ones that will be called up, and then the rest the elect behind them. But still, that hedge of protection is not around 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is what we're entering into, a deeper level of tribulation, a deeper level of trouble, famines, race wars, civil war, class war, mark of the beast, forced vaccinations. All of this is happening right now, today, as I speak. And the only way through this is through the power and mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's it. So, with that said, again, I give all praise, glory, and honor to my power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I give a double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who have taught me this truth. I give a shalom to the Akim out there on the highways and byways who are teaching this truth to the flock. I give a shalom also to the men, women, and children who are listening and learning. Keep the faith. Shalom.